Every app you've ever used is really just running on a computer somewhere else, connected to you by an invisible web of cables, signals, and machines you never see. Most of the time, you never think about it. But when that plumbing breaks, the network goes down, the server dies, the whole business stops cold. In this video, the IT infrastructure and networks underneath every system and the cloud models the ISC exam asks about again and again. Welcome back. Across this series, we built a system through the SDLC, stored its data in a database, and hardened it with the CIS controls. But we skipped a basic question. Where does all of it physically run? On what machines? Over what network? That's IT infrastructure. I'm Professor Lamptey. Here's the plan. What infrastructure is, how networks connect everything, the shift from your own servers to the cloud, the 3 cloud models the exam loves, and how you secure it all, followed through where our company's system actually lives. Let's define it. Write this down. IT infrastructure is all the hardware, software, networks, and facilities that an organization needs to run its information systems. Servers, storage, the network, the data center, the foundation. Think of it like a building. The apps are the offices where work happens, but underneath sit the foundation, the wiring, the plumbing, the power. Infrastructure is that foundation for technology. Nobody notices it until it fails, and then nothing works. Our company's app has to run on top of exactly this. First, how do all these machines talk to each other? Networks. A LAN, local area network, connects devices in one place, the computers in a single office or building. A WAN, wide area network, connects across distance, linking offices in different cities. And the biggest WAN of all is the one you use every day, the internet. So our company's office runs on a LAN. When it connects to the branch across the country or to the cloud, that's a WAN. Local network, wide network, that's the foundation of every connection. Networks need devices to direct the traffic. Know these 3. A switch connects the devices inside one network, so the machines in our office can talk to each other. A router connects different networks and routes traffic between them. It's what links our office network to the internet. And a firewall stands at the border, filtering traffic, allowing what's permitted and blocking what isn't. Switch connects inside, router connects between, firewall guards the gate. The firewall is your first line of network defense, the bouncer at the door of our company's network. Now the biggest shift in modern IT, where the infrastructure lives. Traditionally, a company owned everything, its own servers, in its own building. That's on-premise, full control, but you buy it, power it, cool it, secure it, and replace it. Then came the cloud. Instead of owning the hardware, you rent computing from providers such as Amazon Web Services, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud over the internet and pay for what you use. It's the difference between owning a car and using a rideshare. On-premise. You own the servers and all the responsibility. Cloud. Someone else owns the machines and you just use them. For our company, moving to the cloud means no server room to maintain, but a new question. Who's responsible for what? That question, who manages what, gives us the 3 cloud service models, and this is the exam's favorite. IaaS, Infrastructure as a Service. The provider gives you the raw hardware, servers, storage, networking, and you manage the operating system, the applications, and your data on top. PaaS, Platform as a Service. The provider also manages the operating system and platform, so your team just builds and runs the application and its data. And SaaS, Software as a Service. The provider manages everything. You simply use the finished app, like Gmail or a payroll website. This is the shared responsibility model. As you climb from IaaS to PaaS to SaaS, the provider takes on more and you manage less. Some call it pizza as a service. IaaS is buying ingredients and cooking at home. PaaS is delivery. SaaS is eating at the restaurant. Same meal, different amount of work, and the exam wants you to know exactly who is responsible at each level. Service models are about who manages the stack. Deployment models are about who the cloud is for. A public cloud is shared infrastructure, open to many organizations, efficient and cheap. A private cloud is dedicated to one organization. More control and privacy, more cost. A hybrid cloud mixes both. Keep sensitive data in a private cloud. Run everything else in the public cloud. And a community cloud is shared by several organizations with common needs, like a group of hospitals. For our company, a hybrid approach is common. Sensitive financial data stays private, while the customer-facing app runs in the public cloud. All this infrastructure has to be defended, and here the controls come together. Firewalls filter traffic at the borders. A DMZ is a buffer zone that holds public-facing servers, like a website, separate from the internal network. Think of the DMZ as the reception area of a building. Visitors can enter the lobby without walking directly into the CEO's office. A VPN, virtual private network, creates an encrypted tunnel so remote staff can connect safely over the internet. And network segmentation splits the network into zones, so a breach in one area can't spread everywhere. Notice these are the CIS and NIST ideas made physical: access control, defense, monitoring, all built into the wiring itself. Securing the infrastructure is where the frameworks meet the machines. For the exam, lock in 3 things. 1. Infrastructure is the hardware, software, and networks a system runs on. And know your network devices. Switch connects within, router connects between, firewall guards the gate. 2. The big one. The 3 cloud service models, IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and the shared responsibility model, where the higher you go, the more the provider manages. 3. The deployment models, public, private, hybrid, community. Get those, and when a company says it's moving to the cloud, you'll know exactly what that means, what they still control, and what risks they've just handed to someone else. 60-second recap. IT infrastructure is the hardware, software, and networks a system runs on. LANs connect locally, WANs connect across distance. Switches, routers, and firewalls direct and guard the traffic. In the cloud, remember the 3 service models: IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and the shared responsibility that shifts to the provider as you climb, plus the deployment models: public, private, hybrid, and community. Now here's your call to action. If this made IT infrastructure and the cloud finally click, hit that subscribe button so these ISC lessons come straight to you. Give the video a like to help another student find it, and drop a comment telling me whether your organization runs on-premise or in the cloud. I read every one. Next, we make sure all this infrastructure stays up no matter what: availability, backups, and disaster recovery. Study hard, and I'll see you in the next one.